Hello, this is Alexei Sayle. I'm here at the Cross Kings pub doing a benefit for No Sweat, which is an anti-sweatshop charity. I imagine that, I think we all know that those cheap t-shirts that you get in Primark are made in factories that aren't unionised often, and the workers get paid very little. Is that right?
That's exactly right.
And it also encourages a culture of disposable clothing, doesn't it? That you buy this t-shirt for a couple of quid and then throw it away after a week or two. And so not only the people who make it get turned over, but it's it leads you to think that consumer items are cheap and are disposable, and eventually we're going to run out of the stuff that t-shirts are made out of. And t-shirts are actually made out of dolphins, dolphin cotton, and so pretty soon if you carry on buying those t-shirts there's going to be no dolphins. Then they're going to make them out of mountains, and after that they'll make them out of corn. Pretty soon there'll be nothing left, so that's why I'm here tonight.
Well, No Sweat was started as a campaign group. And we started up, it was still a campaign group, but we started up about 10 years ago. We're literally just a bunch of volunteers working together, trying to stop sweatshop labour and stop the exploitation going on. And we've worked together with people all over the world. We've worked with people in Mexico, Indonesia, Haiti, all over the place. We've heard stories. We even produced a little comic book to explain the story to kids and to people who read comics about the real life situation in sweatshop labour situations. People working in factories who make the clothes that we wear. And there are stories of people being bullied by their boss, not in the way where you're told off for being 5 minutes late, but literally where you're dominated, where you got every toilet break that you take is regimented and told off if you're 2 minutes late back from the toilet, or if you ask for a toilet break too early. So from that situation, I mean, these people are in a situation where they've got harassment like that, and then they go to a workers' canteen, which you and I take for granted. It's going to be half decent food. It might not be very nice, but it's half decent. They get there, get a bowl of rice, maggots in it. And it was that situation, this is talking about Mexico in particular, where workers sitting down to their food after doing, they're on 16-hour days, maximum sort of thing, they're on a long-hour day, sit down to their break and find maggots in the food. And they just got sick of it, and they stood up to the bosses and sort of said, well no, this ain't on, this is it. And they went on strike. Of course over here you've got certain laws in place to an extent that let you go on strike and let you, I mean we're in the middle of a tube strike as this gig's playing, let you go on strike and actually say, well no, that's not right, we're going to stand up. In Mexico and other places around the world where sweatshops exist, people haven't got that right. So the people who found maggots in their food stood up on their own accord and held their own strike. They didn't ask for votes and declarations by bureaucratic bosses or union workers anywhere. They just said, sod this. They stood out, they got out, put down tools and went outside. And the result was, where in this country you have politicians and people like that who sort of try and negotiate and the media get involved and stuff like that. Out there you have bully boys that would come out and basically tell you to get back to work or you're in trouble. And trouble out there isn't just a slap on the wrist, it's a kick in the face. But they stood their ground, a lot of them got arrested, a lot of them got beaten. And these are stories we hear time and time again across the world, people stand up for their rights, trying to fight for just decent living conditions that people in the West take for granted. But then again over in the West, it exists over here as well. No Sweat was involved in a campaign against sweatshops in the East End of London. We walked around the East End of London to find people, usually migrant workers. In particular, we found one factory in Whitechapel. It's about 5 or 10 years ago now, about 5 years ago. In a dodgy little factory, upstairs from Whitechapel High Street, Lithuanian workers working for below minimum wage, terrible conditions, people just working in a situation where they're getting paid sod or working fire hazardous conditions, smoke inhalation, all sorts, you name it, they're in it. And yet people over here think, it's some poor sod elsewhere. But it's been here before, it's been here again, and it's all around the world.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why No Sweat exists, to try and campaign and raise awareness and fight those conditions.
I think it's important not to be complacent with it. I mean, particularly as an entertainer, you know. But also, you know, not to do all those fucking charities that help your career, like Comic Relief and that shit, you know. Pudsey, children in need, I can't stand that.
More interested in the small scale stuff like what we're doing tonight.
Yeah, yeah.
Back end of a pub in King's Cross.
Exactly.
Helping out people.
Yeah.
That's it, a charity like No Sweat. I mean, we're not a registered charity, we're more of a campaign group, but we're basically a bunch of volunteers and we literally get together, work out what we can do, we stand up for the people. And over the years we've sort of done various things, we've invited people around the world to speak, sweatshop workers from, like say, Indonesia, Bangladesh, various places around the world, come over, give them a little tour around the country, speaking in front of ordinary British people, and let them know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it makes a difference.
What conditions are like.
Yeah, yeah. All through this, while this camera's been running, I've done nothing consumed.
That's it. Here's me starving up. Oh, God.
You can have my leftovers now. Now I've finished eating. You go on.
That's it.